Good afternoon, and welcome to MCOM 41 News at Noon. I'm Andrew Michaels.
And I'm Alexa Lazaro. Our top story of the hour today marked the public viewing ceremony of the late anti-apartheid leader Nelson Mandela. Mandela's casket is currently on display at the Union Building, where Mandela had his presidential office. Leaders from around the world are expected to pay their respects throughout the day. Mandela's body will remain in the state for 3 days. On Saturday, his body will be flown home to Kunu, and he will be buried on Sunday. A time of remembrance has been marked not just for Mandela on this day, but for thousands more. The death toll in the Philippines has reached over 4,000. According to Channel News Asia, this typhoon was the deadliest disaster ever recorded, and the death toll is expected to keep rising. Over 1 million homes have been destroyed, and over 4 million people are in need of emergency medical assistance. The Philippine government said on Saturday, rebuilding areas devastated by Haiyan would take up to 5 years and cost more than $2 billion.
Even in the face of such great tragedy, people still try and maintain a sense of holiday cheer. The holiday season is always the busiest time of the year to travel, and big industry changes may affect which airline you choose to fly with. American Airlines and U.S. Airways have reached a deal to allow the third and fifth largest domestic airlines to merge. This merger will create the world's biggest airline, larger than United and Delta. Starting in January, both American and U.S. Airways customers will be able to get reciprocal benefits from both airlines. CEO of U.S. Airways Doug Parker says this will improve customer service and help the entire industry. Speaking of big-name giants, Towson University received a visit from Hollywood screenplay writer Norman Steinberg. Steinberg is most known for his work on Blazing Saddles and was visiting the campus to give Towson film students tips on writing scripts.
Let me see it. Let me see how much better you can do. And that was the motivating factor. It wasn't you're steeped, you know all about film history.
Towson University's Electronic Media and Film Department stated that they were pleased at the event's success and intend to host more next semester.
Coming up after the break, we look at recent crime rates in the area and what you can do to keep yourself safe, followed by a new healthy way to pay for the subway. All this and more at MCOM 41 News at noon.
Here's one sports injury that's easy to see.
What's not so easy to detect is a concussion.
And what used to be thought of as just a ding can potentially be dangerous.
A concussion can have a long-term impact.
That's why the Baltimore Ravens and MedStar Sports Medicine are working together to make sure you know the signs and symptoms of a concussion.
For more information or for baseline testing, call 888-44-SPORT.
When in doubt, sit it out.
Welcome back to MCOM 41 News at Noon. I'm Andrew Michaels.
And I'm Alexa Lazaro. Baltimore police have raided several suspected drug dens for the second time in less than a week. According to reports, the raids have led to 6 arrests of members of the large Baltimore drug gang known as the Black Guerrillas Family, or the BGF. They have been the target of an aggressive police investigation for some time.
While crimes are being busted in the city, they seem to be rising near Towson. Alexa was there to report on how Towson University police and the students can help in reducing this issue.
Towson University student Maria Ranlett Tidings says she never truly realized the importance of mental and physical health until her life was in danger and she was robbed.
It was a guy. I didn't really think anything of it, and we were just walking down, and he asked me, he was like, hey, can you tell me what time it is? And me not, trusting him. He's a nice citizen. Didn't want to judge him. I was like, oh, and it's 2, and next thing I know, I'm turned face to him. He has my phone in his hand with a knife to my head.
Both she and her roommate were on their cell phones. TUPD officer Kia Williams noted that the majority of robberies are because of people being on their phones, especially at night, and she urges students to be vigilant and alert at all times.
So all anyone has to do is just come up and rob you or take your cell phone. They can go to any one of the malls, the local malls. There are kiosk machines, which are called eco ATMs. They can possess or show any type of ID. It's not a live person, it's a machine. Determine the value of your cell phone, and then they give you cash.
Many Towson students are feeling alarmed by the recent campus crime alerts that they're receiving. One way for a student to feel safer is to take a self-defense class or kickboxing at Burdick Hall. Williams is one of the officers that helps run a program called RAD, standing for Rape Aggression Defense, to specifically gear women up if an attack may ever happen to them. Katie Jones, the Assistant Director for Facilities and Aquatics, picked the most useful tools she learned from taking the class.
If you are approached and you do need to possibly call out for help, doing it more in like a yelling manner than a screaming manner.
Ranlette Tidings has taken a self-defense class and now takes her part in helping other students to prepare to defend themselves by teaching kickboxing.
And now with me teaching kickboxing, like I'm preparing girls, like telling them like, you know, you always have to just like be on guard, you know, practice those moves. You know, it's an exercise class, but you also need to be like always this ready.
On the Towson University campus, while keeping yourself safe from others, it is also important to maintain a healthy lifestyle. In this matter, Russia may have found a way of encouraging healthy habits to its citizens. The Russian subway system has thought of a creative and athletic way to promote the Winter 2014 Olympics in Sochi by having commuters do 30 squats in exchange for a free train ticket. According to USA Today, Moscow has set up vending machines that regulate commuters to do squats, and it looks a little bit like Dance Dance Revolution. The train ticket would normally cost 92 cents.
Coming up next on MCOM 41 News, a major victory in the fight for same-sex marriage. Then, we will tell you just what made NFL history this weekend and why future journalists may want to consider Towson University for their degree. All this and more after the break.
If someone asked you, what makes your world go round, what would you say?
I love playtime.
Baseball.
I love Da Vinci.
I love my new husband, Mark.
Name your love.
My mother.
Payson. Of course, the Ravens.
Kramer.
For all that you love, register now for the MedStar Heart Network's Heart Smart event on November 10th. 877-74-HEART.
Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in to AMCOM 481 News. I'm Alexa Lazaro.
And I'm Andrew Michaels. Supporters of same-sex marriage are celebrating today as Hawaii becomes the 5th state in the union to legalize same-sex marriage. Hawaii's Governor Neil Abercrombie signed the bill legalizing same-sex marriage into law this morning. Couples were able to wed as of December 2nd.
Another issue that is rousing people to pick sides is a new incinerator system in Frederick, Maryland. Andrew Michaels reports the latest.
Every day, people all over the world generate trash. To control the growing amounts, incinerators like the one in Baltimore are used to turn waste into clean energy. But when plans began for another incinerator in Frederick County, Maryland, local resident Gary Thorough says he did not believe the decision was responsible.
It was a very, very strong sense that I had that this was going to hurt the health of particularly the young ones, who are more susceptible to some of what comes out of this burner.
Located approximately 500 feet from the Monocacy River, the incinerator would generate about 45 megawatts of renewable energy, equivalent to the electricity use of 45,000 homes.
As you can see, the project is still far from complete. However, the final product will take everyday trash items such as diapers and sewage sludge and turn it into clean, usable energy.
While some reject the idea, Special Projects Manager Michael Marshner says it will have a successful outcome.
We selected a technology that was pre-qualified based on what really works. They had to show plants that really worked and had the result. So we're confident that this process will work.
Although Marshner says recent studies show no health risks on the environment, Thorough says he is ill-informed.
Well, I would say that he probably hasn't read the application, the permit applications, which specifically define what is going into that water. And I'd like to offer Michael a glass of that water, see if he'd want to drink it.
Along with the No Incinerator Alliance, Thorough says he plans to fight against the project until the end. Here at Towson University, I'm Andrew Michaels, MCOM 481 News.
At this point, the incinerator is set to be built according to schedule. And now, to fire things up, let's take a look at this weekend's sports with Sam Torsen. Take it away, Sam.
Thanks, Alexa. Well, on Sunday, the Baltimore Ravens beat the Minnesota Vikings 29-26 with only 4 seconds on the clock. This came after a 125-second period that saw a total of 36 points being scored and 5 lead changes as both teams kept on trying to go for the gold. The Towson Tigers celebrated victory against the Fordham Rams with a final score of 48-28. The Tigers will be heading to the NCAA quarterfinals to face off against the Eastern Illinois Panthers on Friday. And that pretty much wraps up our big weekend rundown. Alexa and Andrew, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Towson University has decided to embark on adding a new minor for students who'd like to pursue a career in broadcast journalism. The program would incorporate aspects of both film production and journalism. When asked which department would run the program, the current chairperson of the Electronic Media and Film Department, John McCarran, had this to say.
Rather than have it be in each or any of the two departments, it's better to really have it under the College of Fine Arts and Communication umbrella.
That's our program. Tune in tomorrow at the same time for more afternoon news. For MCOM 481 News, I'm Andrew Michaels.
And I'm Alexa Lazaro. Have a great day.